Alright, what's up, Wolfpack? We got the first recorded lift of the day. It's doing a little different than usual. We got a unilateral tricep extension. Maybe I recorded this last time I did this. I think I did it like a week ago. So, usually I don't go too crazy on this. I'm actually going to lower the weight where I have it right now for a warm up. Right now we got 7.5. But, like these, I mean, it's not my least favorite tricep exercise, but it's a little weird with these cuffs. I know I've at least recorded these once before. All right. All right. Overall, not bad. I'm gonna go up to. We'll do 22.5 for now. We'll try it. I think last time I tried these, I was able to do like 20 for however many reps. So we're getting closer there. But a couple things I wanted to say was, first of all, if you guys saw, I want to say Monday's video, the first upper day of this week, I talked about how I was going to do a morning lift for tomorrow. I'm no longer going to be doing that morning lift, but there's going to be a little bit of a surprise for tomorrow's lift, although not really. It's not going to be too crazy for you guys, and some people already know it, mainly my mom and a good friend of mine, but everybody else don't know about it. So, stay tuned. Wait for next or tomorrow's video. But I figured I'd actually go to the classes, considering it turns out my accounting class, the class isn't actually canceled for this week. It's actually next week. And then the writing seminar, that one, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The thing that I really didn't want to do was go to the library, but it turns out we're not going to the library. They're coming to us. So I'm not mad about that anymore. And then philosophy, I just wanted to skip it, to be honest. But, I figured I'd show up if I'm showing up to the other classes. So, yeah. Sorry if you were like, oh, yeah, he's going to do a morning lift. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody really cares too much. It's not like you guys are like, I doubt anybody's like parasocial enough to be like, oh, you ruined my life, man. No. But yeah. Also, the second recorded part of this, I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm going to record my bench, and I'm going to try static golds. That friend I was talking about who knows about the surprise for tomorrow, he was really trying to put me on to doing static holds. I've seen a lot of anecdotal stuff that like it does help, and like a lot of people see that they do it. I've never really heard any real science behind it, but he really wanted me to do it. So I said, I'll film it, I'll try it out, and I'll give my thoughts. At the end of the day, if I do it or don't do it, it probably won't change much in the long run. So, I'm not, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm kind of going a little bit of a circle right now. But we should at least try to experiment, have some kind of open mind within training. So, whether you think it doesn't work or whether you do think it works, I'd still say try it if you haven't. Even though I haven't even tried it personally, for all I know, I can injure myself. But we'll figure out by the time I do that. Anyways, I'm going to get this first working set going. If you guys can't tell, I don't really have much planned for today for what I want to talk about. But like I said, after my warm-up set, we got 22.5 pounds. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I'm going to try and go for 8. But if I can't do 8, we'll do whatever I can. That last rep was a bit of a struggle right there. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I go other arm, but I definitely did more than 8 there. I wasn't counting. I'll keep it real, but I know for a fact I did more than 10, let alone 8. But I will go up and wait. I want to say I probably did like 12, 14, 12 to 16. I'll give it a pretty big range here. Now, what can I talk about? This one might be a little bit of a longer one, just because do a little bit of rest periods in between my unilateral sets. Oh, one thing I could talk about. So, if you guys watched the last lower day, you guys would know that I was reconsidering doing short form content. And obviously, if you voted on the poll, you could see a lot of people want it back. And when I mean a lot of people, I mean 4. So we're bringing it back. So I'm going to do at least a little bit of research. I'm not going to do them, don't expect them in like a week's time. I feel like I need to do a little bit of research and a little bit more like just coming to myself, which kind of leads into the next point, where I also talked about how nerves were really getting to me, which is one of the biggest reasons why I stopped doing the short form content to begin with. Is just I overall was scared to be judged, I guess, which I've never really been the person to be scared that I'm going to be judged. Let me rephrase that. I've never really thought about being scared of being judged. Like, I feel like a lot of people have felt it in the gym. I've never felt that. First day here, first day I ever went to the gym. I've talked about this a bunch, but I was low-key like a Nepo baby, where I had some gym bro to go with, and I was a lot more focused on having fun than what people are thinking about. And I think because of that, I really never really dealt with like a fear of the gym. But like a lot of things outside of the gym, I really tried to kind of just avoid thinking about it. But, avoiding's not the best thing you can be doing when you have mental health like issues. Although I wouldn't say this is like a crazy mental health issue. It's something to do with your mental. It's much better to at least attack it or find a way to cope with it rather than just completely avoid it. So, but I didn't follow my own advice that I gave a while back. So I've always been pretty nervous with that content, but I've also been nervous about a lot of things in life. Like, for example, after I quit my first job, which I used to work at a Nicky Doodles. For the people who don't know, I don't know if I've ever talked about this or not, but I used to work at a Nicky Doodles. And after I quit, I was honestly nervous to get another job, mainly because I didn't want to be judged like I was when I was working at Nicky Doodles, as I felt like people were kind of dogging on me a little bit as I was working. But also, I didn't want other people to kind of know that I was working. And I think that really held me back. Luckily, I kind of did like a fake it till you make it thing where, I seemed like I wanted to work, which eventually got my parents to do some applications for me. So I guess it did work in some sense. It like backfired almost. But, I've like a lot of things in life I've really kind of avoided just because I don't want to be judged. And I feel like it's really been holding me back for, a lot of things that I want to do in life, a lot more of the creative things that I want to do in my life. Like, for example, my music. Um, for probably the longest time, or well, I shouldn't say the long, probably since seventh grade, with my friend group in Canastota. There was one guy in their school who had made music, and every single time they brought it up, they would dog on him. They would absolutely hate anything he made. I don't think I ever heard a single positive comment about it, and I feel like that kind of like subconsciously put like an insecurity of me, not wanting to create music, which I think is kind of the biggest reason why I avoided actually like singing on my songs or rapping or whatever. I think it truly is just like a little fear of judgment, and also kind of the reason why I don't put a whole lot of effort into the stuff I do, which that I don't want to say is completely all judgmental. I think also a lot of it's laziness, but I think judgment really the fear of judgment has really held me back. But that's all I want to talk about on that. I'm going to get into this next working set, or well, the first working set for my other arm. Usually when I do unilateral, I just try to match intensity. If you match reps, there's a good chance that there will be a little bit of a discrepancy between one arm and the other, or one body part and the other body part. So I just try to match intensity. All right. Okay. Overall, not a bad first set. We'll go up to. I'll try 32 for now. I don't want to go too crazy, and then I fail to do one rep. But now I need to think of more stuff to talk about. Low key. What can I talk about? I'm gonna turn back on the camera if I have something to talk about. If not, you'll just see the next set. All right, I didn't think of anything, so I'm gonna film the first, or my right arm, first or second working set. Like I said, we have 32.5 pounds. Just see how many we can do. Not bad. One thing I guess I could talk about, and I was thinking of doing for this video, is I low-key want to film a chess game. Like, I've recently been getting really into chess again. So, you guys might see like a 20-minute video, or like a 20-minute clip of me just playing chess. I don't know. You guys will see how bad I am. I've low-key forgotten everything that I was trying to learn, like October-ish. So we'll see. I bet you my friend that's really into chess is gonna hate on it. But that I'm not too worried about that. But maybe I become the next chess prodigy. I doubt it. If I think I'm like, I have an ELO of like 500 on chess.com. So like I'm really bottom of the barrel. So I doubt it. But who knows? I really feel bad, mainly for you guys, just because I have nothing to talk about. Like, I really wish I had more to talk about, but I really don't. So low key, I'm gonna turn off the camera again, and if I have something to talk about, I'll turn it back on, or if I have to do my next set. All right, I still have nothing to talk about, so I'm just gonna film this last set, and then I'll go to the next recording. All right. Similar to the other set, we still have 32 and a half, so we'll see how many we can do. My left tricep's feeling a little funky, but that's it for this first set or first exercise. I'll see you guys when I got the next exercise ready. All right, what's up, Wolfpack? We got the second recorded lift of the day. We got bench press, like I said. I still don't really have much to talk about, so I'm gonna get in this first warm-up set. Hopefully, I got something to say, and we'll go from there. All right, not bad. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm gonna do a static hold for my top set here. We'll see if it actually works. But for now, we're gonna throw on 155 for the first working set. Might be a little bit. Here, actually, nah. I was thinking about turning off the camera, but I'm already like halfway done, so you guys don't like it too bad. All right. All right, we got 155 on. Guess one thing I could talk about is I said I'd keep you guys updated on if I ever want to become a PT or a personal trainer. Big update on that. I am gonna go for it. You know, one of the biggest reasons why I didn't is because I felt like it was a little scammy. You know, I feel like a lot of people can do, or well, at the time I thought they could do, you know, their own kind of programming and be fine. But, you know, I kind of had a realization that, like, similar to how I'm going to college, or similar to, you know, how really just any like kind of education system goes, you know, the reason we do this is to make sure that you get some kind of information and stay on track. You know, like you know, I could you know, tell you guys to program it, but you guys might be really bad at programming. You know, just because I said go watch some Jeff Nippard videos to see some exercises, you know, you guys might not know like what your weak points are, or you know, fatigue things, like maybe you're hitting both like two chest movements consecutively, which isn't the greatest. So, you know, the more I thought about it, the more I kind of realized a lot of people either don't have the time, or the you know how to do the proper research. So I'm sticking through it. And then what else? Oh, I'm gonna give a little update on the chest that I was talking about earlier today. So I think I am gonna do a little chess game after I get back from the gym. It'll probably be a different video from this though. So if you want to watch that, maybe I'll link it in the description here, or you could just go on my channel and watch it. But you know, you guys will see Magnus Jr., aka me. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna go into this first working set because I really don't got much more to talk about, and I'm running out of time. Like I said at the start, we got 155. We'll just do as many as I feel good, or well, we'll try and go close to failure, but not to failure. All right. Okay, not bad. All right, I'm gonna throw on 205, and I'll turn back on the camera when I got that all set up. All right, we got 205 on the bar. Can't really see it well, but there we go. We got 45, 25, 10 each side. I am a little nervous, I'll be honest. I've never really, I've done 205. I've done it for a 1 rep max, and I had it first try, but I need to hold this for at least 10 seconds. I'm gonna try and aim for 15. Might throw on a timer so that I'm, consistent. But I'll be honest, I'm a little worried. I just want to make sure I don't fail. Actually, fun fact, I could talk about this at the start of, when I first started coming here, I actually, I was doing 155 for my first working set, and at the time, you guys know I didn't go to failure. But I went for it, and I completely failed it. It was awful. I think I maybe did 1 rep before it was on my chest, couldn't get it up. Not a good experience. So, it feels good to be able to kind of do it for reps consistently. And, after that day, I was a little nervous to hit bench, or go as heavy on bench. Actually, at the time, my warm-up set was 135. My top set was 175. And I feel like the fatigue really just caught up to me. This kind of goes back on how I've kind of realized I don't really know enough about fitness, and mainly just programming in general, and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, if I was good at programming and kind of knew what I was doing back then, I probably wouldn't have failed it. But that maybe there's other reasons, but my current hypothesis is that it was because I was bad at programming. So, I don't really know where to go from here, because I'm still not ready for this set. Still got to get the nerves out of here. If you guys have any opinions you want me to speak on, or anything that's anything you just want to hear my thoughts on, leave it in the comments. We probably have similar interests, so chances are I'll have something to respond with if you ask me. So that's up to you if you want to do that or not. And if the chess video does somewhat better than I think, because I don't think it's going to be too great. If it does better than I think, I'll continue to upload some chess. Maybe not every day, but probably at least once or twice a week. I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, I'm gonna try the static hold now. All right. I gotta set up the timer. Which this might be hard to figure out. But I'm gonna do a timer for 20 seconds. All right. Arms are shaking a lot. Okay. Whew. That did not feel like 20 seconds, but it definitely was. All right, let's quickly. So last time I did this, I only did it for 2. So if I get like 4 reps, I'll say it worked. If not, then we'll see. All right. No. That last rep was not it. I'll keep it real. So, maybe the friend who recommended it to me is gonna be a little angry, but I don't really care. That shit did not work in terms of how many reps I did. Didn't feel any lighter. Didn't feel any heavier. I think all it really did was fatigue my arms because of how much I was just trying to stabilize it, even though I was really holding it against the bench. So, in my opinion, after my little one little anecdote is that it doesn't really work. I think just because of that, I feel like it's mostly just placebo. You see all these people, praise it. I think a lot of people are kind of just going blindly into it. So there you go. If you think I could have done more, leave it down in the comments or complain to me through text message if you have my number. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share it with your favorite friends and coworkers. If you want to hear my thoughts on something, leave it down in the comments. If you want to follow me on other platforms, there'll be a link tree in the description. And make sure you do your laundry, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.